A couple of days ago, I uploaded a video unboxing one package of the Final Fantasy Magic the Gathering collector boosters. In that video, I mentioned I ordered 6, but the shop made a mistake. The other 5 finally arrived today, and as a little sorry, they also gave the Ether Drift collector booster as just a nice little bonus. So that's super chill. They didn't have to do that, but I'm very happy with it. I was thinking, just to annoy people, to start off with this one. But honestly, I'm just really curious what's in the Final Fantasy packages. So we're going to put this on the side. We're going to have that as a little bonus at the end of this video. 5 collector boosters. Let's get going. So normally being familiar with the play boosters, I turned over the stack and started with what I thought was going to be the commons and the lower T cards. Apparently with collector boosters, that's not the case. You have to start at this side, so that's what we're going to do. Up first, we have a nice Sabatender, Black Mage Rod, both of them foils, foil commons. Another common in the Undercity Dire Rat. Quite honestly, one of the most underwhelming cards in the entire set. We have a Valkyrie Aerial Unit, a uncommon artifact creature. Quite strong, high mana cost. Not sure if I'll ever use it. Maybe I would. Rufus Shinra. That's well beloved. Well, not beloved. Well, notorious character. It's a foil. I pulled 2 from the play booster, so this would be the third. The first foil though. So that's nice. I love the actual named characters. We have a double-sided card next. And Xdat. Wow. 2 of them back to back. That's a bit of a bummer, actually. So we have Xdad, the Void Warlock. This is a foil uncommon that turns into Neo Xdad. And here we have another one. Won't be shy of Xdads, especially since this is not the first. It is the first borderless, though. Well, the first 2 now, apparently. Next up, we have Clash of the Icons, which is quite a useful card. It's a useful card for play. I love the Final Fantasy 16 cards anyway, and this is a beautiful piece of art with the borderless with the full art. So that's really cool to see. We have our mountain. We have a town. Jidor, the aristocratic capital. It's a rare town. That's not too bad. I'm planning on building a town deck, so I'm not at all angry at pulling towns. We have Kane, traitorous dragoon. This is the third I would have of Kane. Again, the first borderless one. So actually it does have borders, technically. It's an extended art one. My bad. Another town. Lindblom Industrial Regency. Again, building a town deck, so I don't mind having extra towns. Although I am hoping for something a little bit more special out of this. Terra, Herald of Hope from the Commander series. And this is the very first that I'm holding in my hand, a Surge foil. And the lighting I have now, because it's pretty late, is not flattering on this at all, but it looks really cool. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure what this is worth, because I haven't really looked at the Surge foil prices, but I'm curious to find out what it is. We have Luca Stadium, full art artifact card. It's not a bad card. Not a major fan of it. I have one normal. This one is a foil. So again, we're getting quite a lot of duplicates of the collector boosters compared to what I have from the play boosters, but different versions. Now you can already see the next one is the token, final card of the stack, and it is a foil Arid Gainsborough. Love Arid. She is the undisputed best character out of Final Fantasy VII. I don't want to hear any arguments. So yeah, any Arid is a good Arid. That was pack number 1. Well, let's actually look. Copy an arrow. Pack number 2. Alright, first card. Laughing Mad, which yeah, it's an okay instant. The few times I've pulled this during draft to boost plays, I kind of used it more as a sorcery, but yeah, I might just suck at magic. Who knows? You can already see we have a double-art red, tiny red little board that we can see sticking out here. Card number 2 is the Paladin's Arms. Paladin is my main class in Final Fantasy XIV, so I do have a tiny bit of a soft spot for this. Cornered by Black Mages, which is actually a really interesting card if you want to do more with tokens in a black deck. And yeah, alright card. Up next we have Summon Shiva. Now Shiva was never really my most favorite summon up until 16, mainly because Geo is a phenomenal character and she's the icon for Shiva. Maybe I should have said that. Oh well. Next up, we have the Elixir, which yeah, it's not a terrible card at all, especially since it doesn't cost too much to cast. Um, it kind of has a turn cooldown though to actually use it during play, but it could be a lifesaver if used at the right time. I don't actually know what this is the back of, mainly because I haven't played much Final Fantasy 2. The Emperor of Palamecia, who turns into the Lord Master of Hell. Sounds like a very chill person. Probably should play Final Fantasy 2 next, as I still really want to know what commune with beavers and those two, which is Final Fantasy 2 as well. Anyway, nice foil, double-sided card. Nothing too special other than it being foil. We have the Fat Chocobo summon. Again, a fairly nice card to play. It's also a fun staple of Final Fantasy. It's not the first Fat Chocobo I have. Um, I think I have 3 or 4, but none of them are full art. This is the first full art. That's pretty dope. Next up, we have Ambrosia Whiteheart, which can barely recognize him over the glittering. It's Clive Chocobo from Final Fantasy 16. It's a nice white chocobo. I'm not sure if the camera can really pick it up properly. I'm trying, but the white with the light and the foil is not working any favors. I'll probably do a close-up of the cooler cards and I'll see if I can do anything about the lighting. We have our planes, basic land. We have Ishgard, the Holy Sea, which is, yeah, cool town from Final Fantasy XIV. Again, another town. I don't mind the towns. Kimari, Valiant Guardian from Final Fantasy X. If anything, the few Final Fantasies I have played, I absolutely loved and I want to play more of them. And just looking at these cards, it makes me so much more excited to play the titles that I haven't played yet. So, as much as Final Fantasy got me to reignite my love for Magic, the Magic cards have boosted my love for Final Fantasy. That's, oh, okay. Trying to get away. It's a nice full circle moment. Cloud's Limit Break from the Commander series. Cool art. It's not too bad a card to use in play. Yeah, overall decent. We have Celeste, the Rune Knight. Full art version. It is a mythical. We didn't pull a mythical from the last pack. We did pull one from the other pack. I would say which one it is, but if you haven't seen the videos, you should just really check it out. Yeah, Celeste. A favorite in the city of one of my friends. Then we have the Orphan Cocoon Falsi. And I'm gonna have to actually read this one properly. Close up. It is the reprint of Mold Brother the Cheese. Not the cheese. Gravetide. Oh, that says Gravetide. Man, these letters are way too tiny and yeah. Might be worth a decent amount. Some of these reprints, full art cards are well sought after. I'm not too familiar with the character myself. And for some reason, this one, it is double-sided. The summon Asper Meduin that transforms out of Asper Origin, the sorcery. We don't see a lot of summons come out of spells, which makes this a unique card, you know, from a playing perspective. And yeah, it's a nice addition. Nice foil, cool art of both sides. Not bad at all. And then we have our treasure token combined with, yet again, a hero. Overall, not too bad. Package number 3. We're gonna start off with a Galacat. I love cats. Galacats are very welcomed. It's my fixed minion. I collect minions in Final Fantasy 14, but I yeah, just stick to the Gilcat. We have a Gazelle Greens, very good for a Chocobo deck, which is also a deck I intend to build. So very happy to have that. The Mysidian Elder. We have Ash, Princess of Dalmasca. Poison the Waters, which is a very nasty card to see when your opponent plays it. Speaking from experience. We have another Cactuar. This one I'm actually gonna have to see because I'm not entirely sure. This is part of a double-sided card. Um, that goes well with another double-sided card, which has the top half of this. Now I do actually have both halves, only of different versions, so when you put them together, they don't connect well. I had a full art of one side of these, but I'm not sure if I had the full size of the top or the bottom. So yeah, I'm gonna have to look that up. Fang, Fearless, let's see, legendary creature. It's pretty cool art. You know, it's not too flashy, but then again, with all the flashy cards that we have, it's nice that we have something that goes, you know, a little bit of basic art style. So yeah, I'm really curious if I had vanilla in the full art version, or if I now have two full arts of this. Kind of would be a bummer if it's the latter. I'll have to look it up. Summon GF Ifrit. I love Ifrit. He is my absolute favorite summon. And yeah, that got reinforced by 16. Even though I was fond of Ifrit before I played 16. It's a nice full art foil. Too bad Ifrit isn't actually a very good card. Like I haven't had much use out of him in play. Um, yeah, just the extra mana on turn 3 and 4. If you have enough mana cards, you probably won't really need it. At least I haven't really had any use for it during play. I've tried. I've tried. Another mountain. Then we have another double-sided card in the crystallized Sarah, which is of course Sarah Farron. A nice foil rare card. We have Ixion. That's a summon I don't have. It's also from the Commander series, so that makes sense. Which means I would have it, I just haven't really noticed it in one of the Commander decks. My bad. It's a full art, so that's always cool. Next up, we have Seymour Flux. This is gonna go really well in a deck that also includes like a good amount of lifelink. Just so you don't take too much jeopardy, especially since this is kind of a card that you play late in the game. Mid to late, anyway. We have Eunice Whistle. Just an instant. That would go really poorly in the artifact deck that I've been building on Magic Arena. There's not a lot of creature cards in that. Memories of Nibelheim. This is the second one I have of this. I also know that a friend absolutely loved the scene in 7, and he loves the art. He said this was one of the favorite cards out of the entire set he's seen. So I know you're going to be watching this. This one's yours, man. Last but not least, Excalibur 2. This card says whenever you gain life, put a charge counter on Excalibur 2. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each charge counter on Excalibur 2. Again, a very good card in a lifelink deck. And sadly, I've seen more of that, and maybe I haven't been lucky with the right amount of cards, but I don't think there's too much opportunity to gain lives in the magic cards from Final Fantasy. Uh, Food token, which goes well with the side quest card Catch a Fish, which turns into Campsite based on 15, because you can get food tokens from that. Then, of course, a nice hero side. As I mentioned in the last video, I absolutely love the hero tokens because they're based on what a main character could look like in Final Fantasy XIV, and they just really cool art. As we go to pack number. Alright, I gotta say, up until now, the best pack that I had is definitely the one that arrived earlier from the last video. Let's see if any of these two packs are gonna top it. This pack is gonna start off with White Mage's Staff, one of the job artifacts, which I like. I like the idea. I haven't had too much success with it, playing it, but I like the concept. Airship Crash, which is a great Hail Mary type of card if you're struggling to deal with flyings or artifacts. The Dwarven Castle Guard, nothing too interesting. Albert Steiner, probably one of the cheapest legendary creatures you can get right now, because it is an uncommon. It is classed as legendary creature because it's based on a character. Um, a lot of people have this. Maybe not all of them have the foil, but the foil isn't worth too much. Quistis Trap. I haven't had any Quistis yet, so that was definitely a missing character, so that's cool to have. Nice little foil. Clash of the Icons. Like I already mentioned on the last one, it's a pretty solid card to play. The art on this one is not as impressive as the full art one, as it shouldn't be. But yeah, we have another one of these. That's not too bad. I might actually have use for it in the deck. Summon Esper Ramu. Again, nothing too amazing. I summoned Fat Chocobo. This one is foil. I thought the one from the last package wasn't foil, so that's a step up. Unless I'm mistaken it wrong. That's a very good possibility too. We have a swamp. Nice little swamp. Bard Simboko. Another very strong card for a Chocobo deck. Obviously, because it has a Chocobo in it. So yeah, again, since I'm planning on making a Chocobo deck, I'm happy with a Bard Simboko. Especially since I haven't had one yet. Cypher Almasi from Final Fantasy VIII. A nice extended art card. I have seen that one in play already. It's an interesting card. You can have some interesting tactics with it. Jidor, aristocratic capital. We already saw a normal version. This is a full art version. Again, another town. It's gonna go well in the town deck. Gonna have to see how I balance it out, but yeah, the more towns, the merrier. Cloud, ex-soldier. Who doesn't love Cloud? I've actually had quite a lot of luck with Clouds, so I'm not complaining. Not at all. And to think that there are two more cards to go and we already have a Cloud. What else do we might get? Wild Rose Rebellion, which is another reprint of an old card. That's called Counterspell. Counterspell is a long going card. And the ability is very simple. Counter target spell. Wow. Who knew? Um, yeah, nice little art. I do know Counterspell is somewhat of a common card that has reappeared in many sets of Magic the Gathering, so I'm kind of curious how much this is worth. Because from a play point of view, I don't think it would be worth too much, because it is not really too hard to find. But it being the full art version from Final Fantasy, wonder how much that takes into effect. And last, but maybe not least, Jumbo Cactuar. Okay. This this is This is a very interesting card. It's similar to the Overkill card, in which it goes beyond what's usual in Magic the Gathering. Because I just want to point out for people who don't play Magic and are just watching this for the Final Fantasy cards, this card has a defense of 7. And a defense of 7 is really, really high. It honestly is. It's something you only find on some of the stronger creatures, and yeah, there are creatures who have more defense, but that's definitely more of an exception to the rule type thing. Um, this character, it says, whenever this creature attacks, it gets plus 9,999. Um, so basically, with the one that already has it as 10,000 damage, you start a game with 20 life. So you might think, wow, that's going to be super OP. Yeah, I can expect this card to be banned if it's going to be used with a few um, annoying combinations. It's not like you can instantly kill everyone you attack with this. To an extent, you can. However, the way Magic works with its blocking system, it's not like one attack would instantly win you the game, but it's going to be very likely to kill a couple of creatures up until the point you can attack your opponent. However, if you're not familiar with the term trample, again, if you're just watching for the magic cards, trample allows you to pass through the remaining damage to your opponent. So basically, if you would attack with this and you have a card that would give this card trample until probably the end of turn, or maybe even permanently, that basically means you win. Because I cannot fathom a game where someone who would have 10,000 points of defense lying around for just one random attack and not already be so strong that they would have won the game turns prior. So, yeah, I 100% expect this card to be banned from usual play. Who knows? Maybe it won't. Then we have a Knight token, and of course, Hero on the other side. So, I gotta be honest. After the package from the the last video, I was really hoping we would get cards on somewhat of a similar level, not from all the packs, but from one of the packs. My hopes on this one. This one to deliver with something really good. And we're gonna see. There we go, the last pack of the series. Chocobo Kick. Again, Chocobo deck. It's welcomed as far as common cards go. Quirn Merchant. It's eh. Monk's Fist, which is a somewhat versatile job card. Something you can put in any deck if you need extra cards to fill it. Summon Anima. Not the first Anima we have, but it's always nice to have an extra foil. Omega Heartless Evolution, which is a very expensive card to play, I should probably add. It also has some really strong abilities, so if you manage to play this, you're gonna have a lot of fun with it. We see another Neo Hexstat. So, yeah, that's 3 of these 5 packages. 3 Hexstats. And already had one. A bit of an overkill of the Void Warlock. Reno and Rude. A extended art version. That's really nice. Reno and Rude are cool. Happy to have them. Oh my. Our second Surge foil, and it's Prompto Argentum. That's really cool. I also know someone who probably wants this, especially since it's the most expensive version. I do want to say with this, with the play boosters, and the play boosters, I pulled a normal one and a um, full art non-foil one. So now they have the search foil. I think the only one I would miss is the regular foil, if that exists. I'm not entirely sure if it does, or if it just went from non-foil to search. But yeah, two search foil cards out of these packages. That's not too bad either. A mountain. Another Excalibur. At least I think Excalibur was worth something, at least. So I don't think I'm gonna have use for two Excalibur, so I'll probably put one of them on God Market. I'm not entirely sure. Summon Titan. Now I did not have a Titan yet. Titan is one of the most known summons. Titan appears in the very first Final Fantasy, so to have a full art Titan, yeah, you don't want to miss Titan. Hildebrand Manderville, legendary creature from Final Fantasy XIV. You can find him in the Manderville Gold Saucer. Um, yeah, it's a good card to have if you're working with an artifact deck that builds on tokens. Um, it's definitely not a bad card to have. Other than that, I don't really think the character is interesting. Sorry if I offend any Final Fantasy 14 players with that, but yeah, it's like he's the maybe third most important person in the gold saucer even, so kind of depends on your criteria though. Full art Tifa Lockhart. Again, I know someone who's gonna be very jealous of this card, and I already said it about him in the first video. Damn. Just be glad I'm not mentioning names. The Imperial City of Arcades, which I think I've seen before. It is another reprint from the Wall of Omens. So again, I have no idea what this card would do in terms of value. Um, it's a it's a fairly good card for a 04 defender. Also being able to draw a card at 2 mana, it's definitely not a bad card. And the final card from the collector boosters that we have, what's it gonna be? It's a search foil of Raubon, Bull of Alamigo. Um, it's it's a useful card in the artifact deck. I've enjoyed using it in Magic Arena. It goes well with one of the cloud cards and the artifacts, so that's cool. Search foils are worth quite something, so yeah, not too displeased with that. I will say, however, out of the 6 packages that I had, the first one was definitely my favorite, and that's in the last video. So, um, if you want to know what really got me excited for that, be sure to check that video out. Again, another hero treasure token. So that's the 5 collector boosters that we've had. Now, I want to say, I am trying extremely hard to find a collector booster box. I know one of my friends is too. I hope I can find them for like not a stupid amount of money. Uh, so yeah, if that happens, I'll be back with another unboxing. But we're not done with this video just yet. And I know if you're here for the Final Fantasy cards, you probably don't really care about this one. But we're gonna open it anyway because we got it as an extra, and it's the Ether Drift. So just to let you know, I haven't paid much attention to Magic. Really just did this for the Final Fantasy collaboration. I have no idea what to expect from this set. I have no idea what the big cards are gonna be. I have no idea what's worth a lot. I have no idea what's very common. So I'm going in maybe even blinded than some people watching. We're starting off with a Leonine Surveyor. And I love cats. It's a cat creature, so welcome cat. Tidelight Optimizer, which is a robot artifact. Doesn't seem too bad. We have a Spin Out. Destroy target creature or vehicle. There are a lot of vehicles in the Final Fantasy set actually, so that's That's a nice mix. Crash and Burn. Let's see. Choose one, destroy target vehicle. Again, Crash and Burn deals 6 damage to target creature or planeswalker. That's pretty strong. Not too bad at all. Unserving Slot. A slot mount. Oh my. I didn't even know slots were a thing in Magic. Apparently they are. Whenever this creature attacks while saddled, it gains indestructible until end of turn. Wow, and tap all creatures you control. Also very strong. Saddle 4, tap any number of other creatures you control with power 4 or more. This mount becomes saddled until end of turn. This kinda goes similar to the um I think ride or mount it's called on some of the Final Fantasy cards where you can tap creatures to use one of your vehicles. So yeah. Um big difference is that almost none of those cards are actually creatures until you tap, which makes them very worthless for defending. Well, this one is actually really good. Foul Roads, which is a land card. Enter steps unless you control a mount or a vehicle. That's interesting. And it works kind of like a swamp. Okay. Just want to check something. Not sure if the camera could pick it up, but there's a weird pattern in the foil on that last one. Ranger's Ether Hive, which is a vehicle with vigilance. Crew, that's what it was called. Crew 1. Whenever you activate an exhaust ability, create a 1/1 colorless Stoffer artifact. Okay. Seems quite interesting. Apparently, this is very much built towards mounts and vehicles, it seems, which is interesting. We have a forest with a cockpit, apparently. Okay. Haunted Hellride. Full art card. Seems to be an uncommon, so again, I have no idea what it's worth. Whenever you attack target creature you control gains +1/+0 and gains Death Touch until end of turn. Untap it. Okay. Crew 1. Untap it. That means you can... Yeah. Yeah. These crew abilities from this set are working much better than the Final Fantasy ones, sadly. Burner Rocket. 3/1 creature with flash. Whenever this vehicle enters, target creature you control gets +2/+0 and gains trample until end of turn. Crew 1. Okay, so this one doesn't enter as a creature. That's interesting. That's more in line with what I've seen. The last one doesn't either. Okay. I'm learning more stuff about Magic right now. Full Throttle. Is that Chandra? That's Chandra. After this main phase, there are 2 additional combat phases. Damn. At the beginning of each combat this turn, untap all creatures that attack this turn. This is overkill. Yeah, overkill. It's gonna be so annoying if you see this gross view on the field. Especially since quite a late game card with 6 mana cost. Pia Nalar, Chief Mechanic. Pia is... looks to be the one on the left here. I noticed the right one was Chandra, which is a Planeswalker, a noticeable character in the Magic universe. Didn't know she had a... guessing sister? I'm guessing sister. Um, that's a lot of text. I'm not gonna waste more of your time. We have Bulwark Ox, an Ox mount. Oxes are a thing as well in this set. That's interesting. I prefer mounts over vehicles. That much I know, looking at this. Market Back Walker, a construct. Okay. Interesting card. Rather expensive, I think. There's an artifact card called Curse Cloud Wrappings. Zombie creatures you control get +1/+1. Okay, cool, I guess. Then we have a Goblin token and a Top Turret token on the other side. And you would need that for one of the cards. As I mentioned, you can create a Topper token. So, usable tokens. Wonderful. Yeah, I have no idea if any of these cards were like very rare or hard to get. Because again, I did not look into anything of the Eaterite set. But yeah, it's nice that they added it for the mistake they made on the order. So I will be looking at this. I am really curious how much this is gonna be worth. For a collector's booster. This stack, just hold on for a second. So I just wanted to highlight a few cards that I really thought stood out of these 5 packages. Starting off with the Summon Titan. Mainly because, like I mentioned, I didn't pull a Titan out of an entire playbox. And Titan is probably one of the most noticeable summons that you have in the Final Fantasy series. There are a few others like Bahamut, but like Titan is chronically the first one you find in Final Fantasy 1, if I'm not mistaken. Please do not point it out if I'm mistaken. Bartz and Boko, out of an entire play box, I didn't pull any of these either, and they're so good for a Chocobo deck. And to then have a foil, do not really have any one of these, despite them being rare instead of mythical, is somewhat annoying. So it's cool to have one regardless. Celeste, the Runide, having an extra mythical is always cool, of course. It's a well beloved character. It's a full art version, so I'm definitely happy with this pull. Reno and Rude, just put them in the stack because it is an extended version. I just love the characters. They're great characters. Despite this card being an uncommon and probably not at all too interesting from a value point or a gameplay point, I'm just happy to have it. The Cloud X Soldier, like I said, I'm very, very happy with the amount of clouds that I've been able to pull. I got two different clouds from my Play Booster pack, and a fun little fact that I want to mention, my starter kit with the Cloud versus the Sephiroth decks, for some reason included two clouds, which I don't think it's supposed to, but I'm not complaining. Terra, Herald of Hope. Well, I'm not too familiar with Terra, as I haven't played Six yet. Yet. Don't get angry. I haven't played it yet. Just having a search foil is really, really cool. I haven't seen many of them. I think the search foil probably only are findable in the collector boosters. Um, so yeah, minor spoiler, I didn't get a search foil in the other pack. So do watch that video to see again why I was so excited about it. Ambrosia Whiteheart, which again, not the most interesting card, but again, I love 16, and I'm trying to get it a little bit better in view because again, camera, lighting, uh, bright lights, and whiting not doing favors. But it's a really, really cool card. I love the art, and yeah, it is a Chocobo. I'm not sure if I'm gonna make my Chocobo deck include white because it is a white mana card, but we'll see. It's definitely something to consider. Raubon, because again, a search foil. Very happy with search foil. Raubon is a cool character from Final Fantasy XIV, so it's nice to have him in that regard too. And he's also a really useful card. So yeah, 3 wins for Raubon. Obviously, Arid, having a foil Arid is really cool. Again, I already had a couple of Arids, but none of them were foil. None of them were full art, so absolutely welcome. The search foil Prompto, again another search foil. It's an uncommon. It's weird to see a search foil uncommon because you would assume the search is going to be saved for just the most expensive cards, you know. But yeah, I love Final Fantasy 15. Prompto is getting a lot of love from from Magic and Wizards of the Coast, and this is definitely the best version of Prompto you can pull. And of course, Tifa Lockhart saved her for last on this stack because I have not pulled a single Tifa. So yeah, she was missing. Again, Arid over Tifa. She's a better character, no doubt about it. But Tifa is still cool, and I'm glad to have Tifa as one of the pulls from one of these packs. So yeah, those were the standouts for me. There were a lot of pretty cool cards that I'm happy with. Um, I'm gonna see what the word. I know some of these cards are probably gonna be sold on card market, but most of them I'm absolutely gonna keep and just build in the fun decks. Again, I hope to do more of these, but we're gonna have to see. Um, so yeah, again, thank you for watching, and until next time, goodbye.